FitzRoy.
So at this point, pretty much everyone has heard about Kendall Jenner's appearance in that Pepsi ad that went totally south. Such a fail. Pathetic. Ugh. My 2 cents on the issue as a woman of color and somebody who works in media as a publicist, digital marketing, and create content, I wasn't really fazed by it at all. Now, it's not because I don't understand why it's a big deal. Obviously, the commercial trivializes police brutality, what it means to be unified, and to top it all off, it ends with an entitled white girl ending and saving the day with her good looks and a bottle of soda. It was pretty stupid. I understand why a lot of people, this got under a lot of people's skin, but just the wavelength I'm at in my life, I choose to pick my battles. So I just shrug this off. Another bad advertisement. The thing is, it happens every day. What surprised me more than the content is that people were in an uproar about it. Pepsi is a huge brand, so it makes sense for people to speak up on it, so maybe we can see less of these ridiculously broad stroke tone deaf commercials surfacing every day. So I'm here for that. Now, I want to talk to you about the marketing side because that's what I care about. Now, initially Pepsi was standing tall in their bullshit. They're like, we really aim to unify people of all walks of life, and this is a global message, and da 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 da. But a couple days later, they ended up caving, pulling the commercial, and apologizing. If you're a small business owner, maybe you own a larger business and you just happen to be watching this, should you comment on these like politically charged kind of issues, or should you just stay silent? You can look at it from a couple of different perspectives. On one end, if you make any content, you want people to feel something in order to say you've done your job, whether that's joy, whether that's the need to buy your product. Hopefully all of your advertisements end with that kind of need, but they don't always. Or just whether that's pain or emotional, you want to evoke some sort of emotion in whoever's viewing it. So they had that part right. They kind of ensued rage, but I don't think that's what they were going for. Being silent when you have a huge platform can be very difficult for a lot of business owners, and I get it. A lot of political issues are important to you and you want to speak up on them. But the fact of the matter is, it's not necessarily your business's place to make political strides all the time. So the simple answer to the question, should your business make political statements, is mostly no, but I'm gonna be a rebel and say sometimes yes. A lot of marketers and PR people will disagree with me, but I'm gonna kind of tell you when I think it might be a good idea to speak up on certain things. Like I said before, I like to pick my battles, and I think as a business owner, you should pick your battles as well. Now, what makes a worthwhile battle to fight when it comes to making political statements? Does it affect your client? Does it affect your community? And it doesn't affect your industry? Are people expecting you to make a comment on it? If you answered no to all of these, or then just mind your business. There's no reason as an owner of an ice cream shop you should be talking about human trafficking. You can, because there's really like no wrong way to think about that, but it just doesn't make any good sense. You want everything to kind of tie back to your business. If I had a light bulb company and there was some huge energy thing happening that would affect how my light bulbs were manufactured, and it was like a social injustice to laborers or something like that, then I can totally speak out on it. I think that is the most simplified way to look at it. Now, something that Duff, I love Duff Campaigns, by the way, I'm such a geek about this. They always tap into the way women feel about herself in her bare skin through all their campaigns, and I freaking love it. And it's never an overt Dove commercial. They do have their overt Dove commercials, but I think when you're talking about something and you're trying to be sensitive to a subject, you don't want to directly sell product. And for some business owners, that's like, well, then why would I do it at all? And that's where my PR mind kicks in, and I'm like, to connect with your consumer, duh, brand loyalty. If you are speaking to things that your consumer likes, cares about, and taking a position on those things, you're forming a connection with them. It's a thunderstorm, so that's what that pitter patter is. The pitter patter of raindrops. Drop top. Just kidding. So what's going to be really important if you do decide to speak on social issues in your marketing materials and any media campaigns you decide to seek out is evaluate the impact. when you're taking a position on anything, you're gonna isolate certain people, and that's just the fact of the matter. That's how it is. That's not always a good thing. Obviously, you want to generate the most sales as possible. I get it, but there's some people who are going to be for you and some people who are not going to be for you. So if you feel like it's really important for your particular brand to speak out about human trafficking and Donald Trump, blah, 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 whatever the case may be, then you should totally do that. And you should totally acknowledge beforehand that you're taking a risk of isolating future customers who disagree with you. But you're also attracting the masses of people who do. For instance, Ben & Jerry. I always loved Ben & Jerry, so I'm kind of biased, but they did a huge, not huge, but they did a Black Lives Matter social kind of thing, and they had it on some of their ice cream. I don't remember the particulars of the campaign, but they spoke out on the subject, and I was like, wow, that is really admirable that this brand felt the need to speak out on this issue. Now, granted, this kind of negates what I was saying before about it directly correlating to their brand. It wasn't like ice cream lives matter, but it humanized the brand, and I think that, as somebody who does both marketing and public relations, that's always my aim, is to humanize the brand and make it approachable. They did suffer some boycottage, that happens, but they did feel it was important to speak out on something that was affecting their consumers, social injustice. So it's really a tricky territory. If you don't really want to sit and do all the market research involved in who is your consumer, which you should have done a long freaking time ago, shame on you if you haven't. But if you don't want to do that and see what percentage of your consumer would be opposed to that ideology, then you shouldn't even bother. Just stay quiet. Keep it cute, okay? But it could turn out really good if you do have the balls to take a risk, or it could turn out really bad. You could end up like Pepsi right now. Another question that comes up is, how can Pepsi repair their reputation after this, or kind of like save face? What I would do, I think one of the biggest reasons why people didn't like it, among many, was that Pepsi wasn't really doing anything for this political climate other than trying to sell their soda. So if they maybe did a campaign, if they really want to stand behind protests and like problems with administration in general, they have to do something that's real to help that, and donate some of the proceeds to some sort of cause that relates directly to what they were attempting to speak about. I mean, that's a good way to say that they're serious about something without trivializing it. So what do you guys think? Have you ever made like a political statement in your marketing material? Did something controversial? Spoke out on a subject that you thought was really important in your business? Are you considering doing that? What are your thoughts? Let me know below, or share this video with somebody who's kind of interested. Alright guys, talk to you later.